Any given year, I would probably say I play at least 2 great games. Last year, it was Balatro and Helldivers. The year before that, it was Tears of the Kingdom and Pikmin 4. And the year before that, it was Last of Us 2 and God of War Ragnarok. But this year, I can confidently say I played at least 6 great games. And you know, as I was brainstorming a new video, I couldn't really think of what I wanted to talk about, so why not just all of the games I played this year? So let's talk about all the great games that came out this year, maybe make a little tier list of Game of the Year, S tier, and A tier, because none of these are below an A tier. So in no particular order, let's begin. Mario Kart World. Yes. This game is $80. Yes, the multiplayer sucks. Yes, the open world is kind of empty. And yes, I wish the Grand Prix were a little different. Did I still put 50 hours into this game, though? The trick of Mario Kart World, though, is everything else surrounding the game. The tracks are gorgeous. The music is beautiful. The driving mechanics are the smoothest Mario Kart has ever been. The grinds and wall rides add so much potential for shortcuts in this game, and there's so much opportunity to get to the front of the pack if you get boned by a red shell. The game's chaotic. Knockout Tour is super fun to play. It's great with friends. While Mario Kart is a very flawed game and doesn't have some of the no-brainer features that 8 did, it is still an extremely fun game to pick up at any time. We're going to put Mario Kart World in our A tier. Hollow Knight Silksong is a game that really surprised me. In all transparency, I've never beat the original Hollow Knight. I don't know, I guess something didn't really resonate with me about the formula. However, after playing Silksong, I now really want to go back and give it another try, because something about this game made the formula click. The sense of exploration in this game is really something special. It does my favorite thing in a video game and explains nothing. You have to figure out where to go or what to do through hints in the environment, and it's just a very fun way to create a satisfying gameplay loop of exploring, solving puzzles, and combat. You don't need to explain to me every mechanic or place. Just give me hints or cool, interesting things that catch my eye, and that's what leads me. Don't explain mechanics in depth to me, but give me interesting platforming that makes me have to use my movement mechanics to their full potential. This game does a great job of that with platforming. When you unlock something like the double jump or the grapple technique, it leads you towards a platforming area and sort of warms you up by giving you something easy, and then builds and builds to show you the full potential of your mechanic set. And after getting new mechanics, you can reach places you never thought you could and find whole new areas in this game. There's also some Celeste level platforming with areas like Mount Fay or the Cogs and the Citadel. I also think this game has incredible level design. Like I mentioned before with warming you up with the platforming, there's an area in this game called Hunter's March. When you find this area, it presents you with these little pumpkin things, and you quickly find out that you can pogo off these to bounce to the next platform. The deeper you get into this area, the more pumpkins you are presented with, and the platforming gets a lot more complex. This is the case for all of the platforming in this game, and I just love how this game subtly gets you used to the controls, and the way they shape the levels are so fun. I don't know how else to explain it, and you don't even need to get me started on the combat in this game. The pace of the bosses or even just normal enemies, nailing a dodge or pogoing over an attack feels so responsive and satisfying. It's just such a clean system. This is paired with some great animations too, like doing a smooth backflip if you jump just right, or skidding across the floor when you turn around quickly. All these different dynamic moves that also change with what crest you're using is so fun. And I do have a hot take about this game, but I kind of like some of the runbacks. Don't hit me. I just think after playing a game like Celeste, where you have to do levels over and over, perfecting these jumps is kind of fun. So when I get boned by a boss in Silksong, it's kind of fun to make the run back with the platforming and get ballsy with your jumps. Maybe you skip one of the pogos in the air or something. You make it back to the boss faster and faster every time as you get better at the run back. When you compare this to a run back in, say, Elden Ring, where your clunky ass has to walk up some stairs, try to dodge a guy, you probably don't dodge him, he smacks the shit out of you. You have to drink a potion, it slows you down. Now, I obviously love Elden Ring, but I'm just comparing the type of run back that these two games have, and why a run back in a game like this would be annoying, but a run back in Silksong, where it's just kind of cool platforming, is enjoyable to me. The boss designs in this game are also incredible. The first Sinner is one of the best bosses in any game I've played. There's a lot of bosses in the third act, which I'm currently playing through, that are just so incredible. The final boss isn't insanely hard, but it's a super flashy and fun fight, and the attack pattern is fun to dodge. Just everything about this game, the art design, the music, the sound design, the great platforming, fast-paced combat, even the story. Just everything about this game culminates into a really unforgettable experience. All the assets in this game are basically hand animated by one guy, and it is beautiful. The lighting in this game, the atmosphere, the way the music comes in, it's just, this game is really a piece of art. It is such a painstakingly detailed world, built out of love and passion for the video game medium, and it is really an example of people doing it for the love of the game, no pun intended. And it's 20 bucks. What a fucking deal. Silk Song is going in S tier. Once again, another example of the game where the first one didn't resonate with me a ton. My love for roguelikes has developed quite a bit since I played the first game. Games like Balatro or Enter the Gungeon or Risk of Rain 2. These games just sort of developed my love for this genre. So when I got into Hades 2, I ate that shit up. I love the weapons in this game. They are so fun to use, and I honestly cannot even pick a favorite. The enemies are super varied and the bosses are fun, and they have unique movesets. I love all the upgrades and how they push the formula in areas like Kronos Palace, or the boat where you'll fight multiple waves in the same area. I also just love how the progression feels in this game. I feel like sometimes roguelikes push me away because when you do runs, it doesn't feel as rewarding. Sometimes you'll go run after run without getting much progress. But Hades 2 is great because it always feels like you're getting more and more, and the progression is so visible. Even if your run wasn't insane, you might have enough currency to get a new charm, or more heals in between rooms, or maybe even a new plant just so you can get a new upgrade. There's just so many moving parts of this game that you're always progressing in some sort of way. And that's what kept me coming back to this game. Even if I had a bad run or didn't make it as far as I did last time, I would get rewards and it would keep me coming back. I also love all the character designs in this game. There is some interesting character designs in this game. I found myself up and I saying, oh, just one more run. Just one more run. I think the hack and slash style combat would get tiring if it was any other game. But with the upgrades you get throughout the runs and all the variety of weapons and the different playstyles you need to use the different weapons, it just keeps the combat fresh throughout the whole game. If you're using the sickle and dagger, for example, you want to be up close and dashing constantly. If you use a staff, you can try and keep your distance and attack large groups of enemies. Or you can use the skulls to go close range or long range, just depending on how you're feeling. It is such a dynamic game with so many moving parts. It's just so fun. We will also be putting Hades 2 in S tier. Now, Super Mario Galaxy is my favorite game ever made. And what's better than one Mario Galaxy? Two Mario Galaxies.
Oh shit.
Now I know this game came out in 2010, but they remastered it, so I'm going to talk about it. And you can't tell me what to do. This is my video. Well, I think Mario Galaxy 2 does not have the same charm or cool menu design or hub world as Galaxy 1 does. It cuts off literally all the fat of the game. It is jam-packed with idea after idea after idea. It is no bullshit, all game, all Mario, all the time. The levels are a lot tighter than the first game, and it feels like sort of a precursor to Super Mario 3D World, the way these levels are super linear. There's this level that's an entire water planet, but you can find a spot that freezes over the entire area. Shit like this is what makes this game magic. It is just no bullshit. It says, here's a mechanic, now go fuck around and have a blast. The bosses in this game are also super fun. In classic Mario fashion, it shows you the mechanic as you make your way towards the boss. And then the boss just flawlessly utilizes that mechanic during the fight. It is just so smooth. This is my first time replaying this game since I was little, and the entire time I was just baffled at the fact this came out 15 years ago. Whatever I can say about this game has probably been said a million times. And I think without my nostalgia goggles on, and just like the pure joy I get putting on the first game, I would say that 2 is the superior Mario game. So this game will be going into the Super Mario Galaxy tier. This game fucking sucks. It is unbalanced. The matchmaking is god awful. The ranks are inflated. And did I mention the matchmaking was like really bad? But unfortunately, I am pushing about 400 hours on this game. So besides all of the awful things about this game. There is a lot of things I do like about it. The art direction is awesome. I love the steady flow of characters they always add, and they're always really satisfying to play. And me and my friends all love playing it together. It's hard to put down. So this game will go into the crack tier because I know this shit is horrible for me and I should quit it forever for my mental well-being, but I'm not going to.
People come north to disappear. But you are hunting.
This one for me was also a little bit unexpected. Now don't worry, I have played the first game this time. And while I do think Ghost of Tsushima is a good game, it didn't really move me when I played it. I had a great time for the couple weeks I played it through, but after that I didn't really think about it too much. I think what made Yotei much more enjoyable for me is this game has the sauce. The combat in Tsushima feels like an early demo of what the combat achieves in this game. Instead of the stances you get in Tsushima, this game literally just gives you all different weapons to help combat the weapons that the enemies have. You get the staff, you get the chain and sickle, the odachi, the dual katanas. Hell, you get a gun in this game. And you can smoothly swap between all these weapons, and it just makes the combat so dynamic. The combat is also really elevated by the animations in this game. The swings have so much weight to them. I also love the environments in this game, and they have so much more variety than the first. You have this beautiful red forest, this snowy area where you fight the kitsune, these fields of flowers, the huge bright green hills. Shit is just a beautiful game to explore. And you know, while this game is great, it's not about the combat or the pretty environments or the music. It's about the clothing. All of the armor in this game is so fucking cool, dude. I think about half of the hours I put into this game was in the menu trying on different fits, matching them up with my sword hilts and cool hats. Also, if you play this game, you need to put on Watanabe mode because it just makes the combat a total blood fest, and it's awesome. The story isn't the best thing of all time, but it's pretty compelling and enough to keep you going through the game. But you can't tell me this isn't the coolest shit of all time. She crosses them off, and it stays on her belt throughout the whole. That is the coolest way to show that you have beat the bosses. And oh. Stop. I love shit like that. I don't know what else to say about this game other than it is just really, really solid. And I think there's a couple other studios that make similar games and maybe need to take a couple notes. Yotei will be getting an A tier for me. Now, my favorite game to come out this year, without a single doubt in my mind,
Oh yeah.
Donkey Kong Bonanza. What do I even need to say about this game? This is the same studio that made Mario Galaxy, that made Mario Galaxy 2, that made Super Mario Sunshine, that made Super Mario 64, that made Super Mario Odyssey, that made Super Toad, Captain Toad Treasure Tracker. They are literally incapable of making a bad game, and they somehow one-up themselves every single time. These guys might be wizards, like real-life wizards. Donkey Kong Bonanza says, hey, in this game you can smash stuff. And what they meant by that is you can just smash literally fucking everything, every surface, anything in this game you can demolish. And this might be one of the best mechanics ever conceived for a video game. It feels so good to just smash and collect gold and smash and collect gold. How no one has taken this idea to this extent before, I don't know. But thank God it was this team. Like all 3D platformers made by these guys before this moment, this game is chock full of mechanics every 2 minutes. A game of this caliber does not dwell on mechanics, but always keeps you moving on to the next one. And just when you think you've seen it all, they add another one, and they add another one, all the way until you finish the game. It goes without saying that the level design in this game is flawless. Every area you go to has a way of sending you off track to find collectibles or to solve a little puzzle, to the point where a mission in one area that should have taken 30 minutes is now one that you are 3 hours deep into. This also might be the prettiest Nintendo game, I hate to say. It looks so good, in fact, that it actually makes me mad that Nintendo doesn't sell consoles that are graphically as able as current gen PlayStations or Xboxes, because if there was a 4K 120 FPS Mario game, I might put a stain in my pants. The environments are so saturated and full of plants and little details and trinkets. They have pretty water and just amazing music to accompany it all. All the worlds have such a unique design that the motivation for me wasn't the story, but just getting to the next area to see what cool shit is in this game. While this is a whole new take on the Donkey Kong franchise, you can tell the developers took a lot of love and care into making sure it sort of fits into the world of Donkey Kong. There's love letters to the franchise around every corner, with characters or a lot of the jam-packed Easter eggs near the end. You can just tell the developers put in a lot of love. The bosses in this game are far from difficult. Maybe the last one is a little challenging, but other than that, you will just plow through these bosses. But I think that kind of adds to the game, because you literally smash everything. You are like an all-powerful donkey monkey being. It sort of works out. And even when the bosses are super easy, they have a fun little mechanic so that demolishing the bosses doesn't really get stale. This game also made me realize that I think every single player game needs so many cosmetics. I don't care what the game is. I don't care what the genre of the game is. Give me cosmetics. And no, not microtransaction cosmetics. I want cosmetics I can earn with in-game currency that I don't have to spend money on. Please, for the love of God. Like I said about Yote, a good chunk of this game was me switching up my fits. You know, I had to make sure I matched the area. I had to make sure me and Pauline's fits matched. You know what I'm saying? The cosmetics in this game also give you a good incentive to explore, because most of them are exclusive to whatever area you're in, so you need to find the fossils from that area. So I'd end up being on areas for 2 more hours than I needed to be, because I needed the pink hair dye for Donkey Kong. The story is nothing crazy, but that's come to be expected with Nintendo. But I do think it's pretty cohesive, and I really like the dynamic between Pauline and Donkey Kong, and it's enough of an incentive to keep playing the game. I really don't know what else to say about this game other than it is just pure fun from front to back. And more than anything, this game has me excited for whatever they're cooking up for the next 3D Mario on the horizon. So this game will be going into my Game of the Year tier. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Let me know how you feel about these games in the comments, if you've played any of them, if you want to play any of them. And that's all I got.